Okay, everyone. So we've got our new episode of the podcast. I've got George Blum here. We also have an independent contractor here on the podcast as well too. So welcome, gentlemen.
Hey, Bobby. Thanks for having us on. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks.
Absolutely, and it's good to have you both on. Quickly getting started, George. Wanted to get some updates on the farm. How's everything? 125 acre farm. What's the status over there right now?
Everything's going well over there. So last time I updated you, I told you I was getting some animals. So we have some chickens, some horses out there. We're looking at getting the sheep and cattle out there. And this is all in preparation of revitalizing that, but also to incorporate that farm to table for the Airbnb rental properties that we're working on in there. So we got the 5 acre property down there that we're working on, and also the river property, all within about a 15-minute drive to each. So we definitely want to be able to provide that fresh food, fresh produce from the farm to those properties to let the people enjoy that.
George, revitalizing a property, revitalizing a farm. Speaking about revitalizing the farm, man, what are some of the pros and cons that go on with that right there?
So a lot of work. A lot of it was just overgrown. You know, the gardens haven't been tended to in probably 5-10 years even, so had to get that going. And the contractor here brought us some family members down as kids, so we got them working on all the gardens, got some vegetables planted, did about a half acre of that. So it's going really well, man. Just a lot of work, a lot of manpower.
Absolutely, and when you're doing something like that, man, I mean, you must have your mind set more on long-term thinking. Like, when you think about the farm 5 years, 10 years from now, what are you envisioning on that 125 acres?
I mean, for the Airbnb properties that we're working on here, we got the river property, the little 5 acre farm property, the one in the field. What I really want to do is be able to provide fruits, vegetables, herbs, spices, things like that. That would just be, I would love to be able to go to a property and enjoy all those things locally grown, so really sustainable and environmentally friendly. And that's kind of the mindset that I have with all of that.
At a time when food prices are going up, is that impacting your decision at all, or?
100%. I've definitely had that in the back of my mind, and we've talked about food prices just from, you and I went to the grocery store and got a few things, and we're like,
yeah, how
is this $250?
Right.
We have 3 bags of groceries here.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just crazy. That's a thing too. And just, you're all on this organic kick and things like this. And I think it's really important to have locally sourced, you know exactly where the food's coming from on your farm. No herbicides, no pesticides. You can guarantee, all your clients and things like that are staying in those properties. This is locally harvested, 0 pesticides, 0 herbicides, and locally sustainably grown.
So you're revitalizing a farm right now. You also recently acquired property on a river. Call it the river property right
Yes.
now. Gutted most of the place. Looking to redo the exterior of it. How's everything going this project, man?
Going well. I'm living down in Florida right now, but I'm originally from here, so I've had to put down a contract list here as well. So right now, everything is completely down to the studs. I wanted to get a fresh start here, so it was a lot of outdated. There was mold in the basement and things like that, so I took everything down to the studs, airing everything out, and have a new design for the floor plan, doing that. So looking at different aspects of that, but that's coming along great. The framing's going in all next week, the roof's going in next week, and then I have the utilities coming in, so they're going to have that done hopefully by the end of next month in July. So we're good to go. Also brought down also an engineer, Dan Riddell. He's here as well, so he's helping evaluate the site. It's 2.5 acres right on the river. He's assessing all of that, so we're going through that, and he's kind of giving me some ideas and things that he might do and things that he recommends.
Yeah, Daniel, so as a independent contractor, former engineer, what's been your assessment so far of the river property?
Well, the river property is a really nice quality piece of land that has enough area for different buildings that possibly, in the future be built. The focus is right now is on the main house, as George has said that, it needs to be taken down to bare stud and redone. I gave him a little insight on somewhere the room should be, and that's fine. And then we evaluated some of the property to see, and it looks like there's possibly even 2 other buildings that will be able to be built on that piece of property. And it'll be really nice view of the river, and it's a great location.
It seems like he has a lot of flexibility on this property to do different things as time evolves.
Yeah, that's eventually what will be worked on. First would be the main house. That's the main interest right now. And once that's done and it is an Airbnb, then he can focus on the other two.
I think that's something that's pretty nice is that if you go get a couple acres of land, you got flexibility to do different things and change stuff over time. If you're getting a smaller lot size, you don't have too many options or flexibility. So it seems like you have a bunch of different options on the table.
Right. So property's 2.5 acres, and that's excluding 700 feet by 15 feet of the river frontage. So that's not including the 2.5 acres. So if you counted that, we'd be pretty close to 3 acres there. So 650, 750 feet of river frontage, and the house is kind of in the center of that. So, pretty much an acre on each side of the house. There's definitely room to kind of expand and grow depending on, say you want to do a shipping container project or something like that.
Yeah.
Or if you wanted to do something and go a little commercial and even do up to like maybe a 5-story little studios overlooking the river. I mean, there's a lot of possibilities there, and
Right.
a lot of room for creativity there. So I think we just got to get that first project done and the house completed, and then once that's complete, that'll really open the door to grow the rest of the property and make it to exactly what you want.
So George, you and I are both doing different real estate projects. We both have a few different things going on with real estate, which has been fun. It's definitely been interesting. I think part of our career growth in this type of industry has been on being able to do a lot of recon and reconnaissance and
Yes.
checking out different properties, checking out different industries, checking out different things that are out there. And let's talk about yesterday. Yesterday was a
Interesting.
interesting experience as we prepared to go to
Snowshoe Mountain.
Snowshoe Mountain, where we've heard a lot of good things about, a lot of ski lodges, restaurants, food trucks, townhomes, condos, houses on the mountain.
Yep.
And we decided to go up there because it's off season. It's June. Yesterday was June 25th, so we figure, hey, yesterday's what, Saturday? Let's
Yep.
go up on a Saturday.
Quick little cruise up there. It's about an hour and 20 minutes from the farm. We woke up 6 a.m., hopped out of the tent,
Yep.
did the drive. We're thinking, oh, this is going to be nice. We'll go look at some properties. And little did we know.
Yeah, little did we know we're going to look at 3 different properties that we identified on the internet. Little do we know there's a global dirt biking and quadding event going that was probably housing 10,000 to 20,000 people, all from all over the world. I mean, what an event that was unknowingly going on up there.
Yeah, no idea. A little bit of mess up on my part. We should have did a little bit more research. Let's see what's going on in the mountain this weekend. I wasn't even thinking that there's going to be an event like this. Usually, it's known for summertime as downhill mountain biking.
This looked like an X game. It looks like a worldwide X game event going on yesterday.
We had Yamaha, KTM, Kawasaki, a bunch of other major brands. Red Bull was there. Monster Energy was there. I mean, they had giant helicopters flying around.
News crews.
We couldn't even find a parking spot anywhere on the mountain.
So the 3 properties we went to check out, trying to just do some market research, none of that was accomplished at all yesterday. Instead, we walked in on a massive worldwide X Games event. So, George, we got to speaking about occupancy and occupancy rates. What did the occupancy look like on the mountain?
So during events like this, it was over 100% occupancy if possible. The few people that we talked to couldn't even find a place to stay. They were literally going to sleep in their car for the weekend. So that was a great thing to see, that there needs to be more places to stay up there. And from just doing a little bit of market research on the Airbnbs and some of the hotels, I think there needs to be a little bit of opportunity for higher end, some luxury properties up there, which I didn't see a lot of. There were some, but there could definitely be some more higher end properties up there.
So we'll circle back in about 1 to 2 months on a middle of the weekday, doing research beforehand to make sure we're going during non-peak hours, because we're both very curious to see what this mountain looks like when there's not too much going on. We're curious to see how many restaurants are opened up, what are the conditions of the lodge, what percentages of the occupancy are actually going on during a non-X Games styled event on the mountain. George, switching gears to the townhouse. So we've got my townhouse for sale down in Jacksonville, Florida. I think everything's going really well down there. Getting a lot of search results on Zillow, a lot of saves on Zillow. I like your mindset on how you decided to almost make the property look like a model home. If you wanted to kind of talk to the people about that right there and your position behind that.
Right. So, after you moved out, we got the tenants out of there. They moved out. So we wanted to get that on the market as soon as possible. We had everything painted downstairs. We had all the floors cleaned. We had brand new fresh carpet in the bedrooms installed. The garage door, the front door is painted. The entranceways are all painted. This literally looks like a brand new construction home in there. And it looked empty when you walk in there. It's really open, a lot of windows, a lot of natural light. However, it needed to have a little something in there. So I literally live in the same neighborhood, so I just took some of my furniture and went and staged the first floor. And I didn't really want to do the bedrooms. I didn't have a ton of stuff to move in there. However, what I did, I put some chairs, some bar stools, some decorations on the countertops, a coffee table, some candles, some rugs, things like that. And the reason I did that on the first floor is because, when you go in a house, you're walking around the house. 99% of the time, the realtor, the clients, they end up in the kitchen talking about the property. And when you're just standing in that kitchen looking around, you're like, wow, this is a brand new construction home. It looks like it's only a month old and it's a model home.
Right.
That's really what I wanted to kind of grasp a hold of right there. So when people walk in there, they're like, wow. And beautiful home.
I think that looks great, and I'd actually like to post some photos of what you did right there, because I think that can inspire a lot of ideas for other people getting ready to sell their homes who might want to try to take a similar approach, because I'm sure you plan on getting, I plan on getting top dollar from this, and I'm sure you do as well too.
Yes,
here.
100%. And you got it for a great deal in the neighborhood, and you can listen to one of our other podcasts on when to buy into new construction neighborhoods. Between that 1% to 50% completion rate of the neighborhoods, you got in perfect timing. You are really capitalizing on the market value of that property. So great job on that.
George, speaking about market updates, I know where I stand with the market. I know what I'm looking to do over the next couple months, next few years. What's your current assessment of the market right now?
So it's definitely been slowing down a little bit. We can definitely tell that, and that's due to interest rates right now. A lot of people pre-qualified for, let's just say, $250, $350, whatever. Just take $50,000, $100,000 off their original budget just because rates are so high they can't afford those monthly payments right now. So in terms of interest rates and things like that, I've locked in a few clients previously in the last couple days, probably around 5.5, 5.99. And depending on your credit, if you're, have that below that 650 credit score, you're looking at like a 6.5% interest rate right now. And those are estimates, of course. However, it's getting wild out there. I've talked to a lot of different financial people, and they think by the end of next year, 2023, towards the fall, that's when they think they're going to see rates drop again. And, if you look at history right now, this is the fastest that rates have risen in the past, I think like 20 or 30 years or something like that. So, it has came up pretty fast. They're trying to do a little market correction. We'll probably see that right now. However, market's still strong. Average list price or average time a listing goes on the market right now in the Jacksonville area is between 15 and 25 days, which is still not bad. You're not seeing those 60 days on the market, 75 days on the market, things like that. So I think it's still a hot market if you compare it, last 15, 20 years.
All right, well, George, first off, always appreciate you having on. Daniel, appreciate having both of you guys on.
Appreciate
as
it.
well, too.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Next podcast, we'll try to do a little bit longer, just in a little bit of crunch for time right now. So thank you guys both again.
Again, Bobby, real quick, I just want to say happy birthday to you as well, man. June 26th, I know it's your birthday. Happy 33rd birthday, my brother.
I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.